Welcome to our explainer on the Linux command line. If you've ever stared at that blinking cursor in a dark terminal and thought, nope, not for me, believe me, you're not alone. But what if I told you that little box isn't a wall, but a doorway to some serious power? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain, demystify the basics, and get you started on that path from novice to, command line wizard.
So, let's just jump right in. Why even bother with the command line when we have all these fancy graphical interfaces, right? Well, because getting good at this isn't just another tech skill. Honestly, it's kind of a superpower.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? Do you want to be a command line wizard? Because this isn't just about memorizing a few commands. It's about changing the way you interact with your computer and, let's be honest, how other people see your skills.
And here's the payoff. This is the why. It's all about speed and efficiency. It's about blasting through boring, repetitive tasks with just a few keystrokes. You get a level of control that clicking around with a mouse, well, it just can't touch.
And this is the end game. It's about becoming that person who knows how things really work under the hood. You're the one who can untangle the tricky problems, making you a totally essential part of any team. That's the wizard.
All right, so every wizard needs a spellbook, right? For us, that means getting comfortable with our first handful of commands. Think of these as your starter pack, the absolute essentials for getting around and managing stuff in Linux. And here they are, your first set of tools. You've got names like CP, MV, RM, and find. Right now, they probably just look like a bunch of weird cryptic letters. But trust me, each one of these is a key that unlocks a very specific and very powerful ability.
Okay, time for the big reveal. Let's translate these so-called spells. CP is for copy. MV is move and rename. RM is delete. LS is list. And find is, well, search. See? Suddenly it's not so cryptic anymore. It's just a language of action.
So let's start with the absolute bedrock of file management. This is the digital version of tidying up your office, making copies of documents, moving files into different folders, and of course, tossing stuff out. This is the stuff you're going to be doing every single day.
Think of CP and MV as your two most trusted assistants. Just like this photocopier, CP makes a perfect duplicate of a file, leaving the original right where it was. MV, on the other hand, actually picks the file up and moves it somewhere else entirely.
So CP for copy, MV for move. Pretty simple. But here's a really cool trick. MV also lets you rename files. See, if you move a file to the exact same spot you found it, but you just give it a new name, boom, you renamed it. It's a clever little 2-for-1.
Now for the other side of keeping things tidy, getting rid of junk. The RM command is your tool for removing files and directories. It is clean, it is fast, and you definitely need to use it with a little bit of respect.
Okay, RM stands for remove. Now this is really important. Unlike dragging a file to the trash can on your desktop, when you use RM, that file is usually gone, like forever. There's no getting it back. It's an amazing tool for clearing out clutter, but with great power comes, you know the rest.
Okay, so you can move files, you can delete them. But what happens when you don't even know what files you have or where you put them? That's where our next couple of tools come in. You can't manage what you can't see, right?
The ls command is basically your eyesight. You just type ls, hit enter, and bam! You get an instant list of every file and folder right where you are. It's like yanking open a desk drawer to see what's inside.
But what if that file you're looking for isn't in this drawer? What if it's somewhere else in the building? This is where we level up. The find command is your personal search engine for the entire system. You can hunt for files by name, by size, by when you last touched them. It is incredibly powerful for tracking down that one thing you thought you lost ages ago.
So listen, this is the most important part. Learning individual commands, that's step one. The real magic, the stuff that makes you look like a wizard, starts when you chain them together to do really complex things without even breaking a sweat.
And this is how it's done. The concept is called piping. You take the result of one command, but instead of showing it on the screen, you use this pipe symbol to funnel it directly into a second command as its starting point. It's like you're building a tiny, custom assembly line right there in the terminal.
So what does that actually let you do? Well, imagine you have a giant log file with millions of lines. You need to find every line that has the word error, pull all of them out, and then instantly sort them by time. Doing that by hand would be a total nightmare. With pipes,
It's one line, and it's done in less than a second. That's power.
And this just shows you how deep the rabbit hole really goes. When you combine these tools with something advanced like regular expressions, which are just super-powered search patterns, you can sift through mountains of messy data to find exactly what you need. It's like having a magic filter that finds the one specific thing you're looking for. This is way down the road, but it all starts with the simple building blocks we just talked about. And that's how it works. You see how it all connects? We started with just the idea of being a wizard, and now you already have your first spells. The paths to getting really good at this is just made up of these small, easy-to-learn steps.
So, let's do a quick recap of what's in your new toolbox. You've got CP to copy, MV to move and rename, RM to remove, LS to list what's there, and find to search for anything. Those are your new best friends.
But these are way more than just commands. They are the fundamental building blocks of being efficient. Mastering these is the biggest and most important step you can take to start working faster, smarter, and becoming that person, that go-to expert on any project that uses Linux.
Which brings us right back to the beginning. The path is laid out, you've got the first few spells in your book, so really there's only one question left. Are you ready to become the go-to expert?